Hey guys, welcome to another Wizards Unite video, and today we got some pretty interesting information about Portkeys for you guys, which have been found, I guess. I'm not sure who found them. I'll have to check the article, but the article is up on Jibs as usual, because that's usually where I go to get my information, along with Wizards Unite Hub and Game Press sometimes as well. There's some pretty interesting stuff going on about Portkeys, so let's go over them. For those who don't know the basics of Portkeys, there's, I guess, 4 different Portkeys. You got your 2 KM ones, the 5 KM ones, 7 KM event ones, and then the 10 KM ones. And it seems like folks have found out some future Portkeys that might look a bit different, so let's go over those first. And then we also, I think we also know the contents of the Portkeys now, that folks have opened a lot of them and have gathered generally what are in each Portkeys. Alright, so first let's go over the stuff that's not really in the game yet. So right now we have boots for our Portkeys. All our Portkeys, regardless of meters, are boots, which most famously was in the beginning of Goblet of Fire, when they went to the Quidditch World Cup, right? And it's been found that there might be a football Portkey and a kettle Portkey in the future as well, so that's pretty interesting. And when was the kettle ever used? I can't remember. It's been a while since I last read this series. So yeah, it looks like there would be different shapes of Portkeys coming in the future. We don't know if these mean like, oh, we're gonna have like different Portkeys for like different meters. So like the 2 KMs would be boots, 5 KMs would be footballs, the 10 KMs would be kettles. That would be really ideal, because honestly, like right now at the moment, when I unlock Portkeys, I really don't know which one's a 2 KM one, a 5 KM one, and 10 KM one until like I walk into the location. So like the boots, they look exactly the same. The 2 KM boots look the same as the 10 KM boots, unless I'm missing out on something or I'm super observant. They look pretty much the same to me. So it would be really nice if we get different Portkeys out there. So and it would be nice that if they also represented different meters. So it would be a bit easier to differentiate them, to know which ones are the 2 or 5 or 7 or 10s there. Anyways, moving on, we have some potential rewards. So for those of you who don't know, in Portkeys you do have a lot of rewards, right? You tap 5 wax sprouts, I think they're called. What are they called again? Rack sprouts? I can't remember. And each one is like a reward. So you got EXP, you got rank, a rank experience for the registry, and you also got ingredients. And then after that, you also get a fragment. So of these fragments, and these are 3 or 4 different locations, so each location corresponds to a different Portkey. So the 2 KMs get Hagrid's Hut, 5 KMs are Borgin and Burke, and then the 10 KMs are Ollivanders, and 7 KM event ones are the Forbidden Forest. The Forbidden Forest, you can only get Brilliant Snarlercluffs in those, so there's not too much else in there. But the other 3 are, they're pretty hierarchical. So like Hagrid's Hut has the lowest rarities, and then you move up the ladder, you get more more severe fragments. So in Hagrid's Hut, you get stuff like Acromantula eggs, Magic Most Evil, all that stuff, Hagrid's Umbrella, Niffler, Prophecy Record, Quaffle, Gryffindor Student. Like these, I mean, these aren't really like the lowest things that you can get. Like some of these aren't extremely like these are more like they're more uncommon than commons, right? If like we were going by commons, it would be like baby hippogriffs, or you know, whatever, all those like super common ones, which no one really cares for, even if it's only a 2 km Portkey. So like stuff like Magic Most Evil, these aren't the most like among the more common dark art traces. This is the more uncommon one. Same with like Hagrid's Umbrella, Niffler as well. So the Quaffle too. Gryffindor Student. I don't know about you guys, but for some reason the Gryffindor Student is the rarest for me of all the students there. Even though it's not too rare either, but yeah, I think they're all the same rarity. So yeah, that's for Hagrid's Hut. Borgin and Burke's, this is the 5 km one, so you got stuff like Arthur Weasley, the Boggart cabinet, which is spelled incorrectly here. Some other stuff, Dragon Eggs, Faux Glass, Young Ginny Weasley. I actually don't see Faux Glasses too much myself. Horned Serpent, Dumbledore's Memory Cabinet, Monster Book of Monsters. This one's the that's the one carry magical creature trace everyone wants, right? Monster Book of Monsters, Nimbus 2000, maybe Norwegian Ridgeback, Quidditch World Cup, Cell Playing Harp, Sirius Black, Portrait of Voldemort, Portrait of Albus Dumbledore. So these I wouldn't say are rare either. I mean, like stuff like, but these aren't like common. This like, it's kind of like Hagrid's Hut has like the tier 1 uncommons, and then Borgin and Burke's has like the tier 2 uncommons, so not too rare nor too although there are some like decently rare ones, decent like good ones in here, but then again, not too hype either. Ollivanders where all the good stuff is at. So you got the Beginner's Guide to Transfiguration, History of Magic, Hogwarts History. Those are in the challenged ones, right? So those aren't too crazy. Then you got stuff like Buckbeak, the Dark Mark, Deluminator. A lot of these are in the challenges as well. You see the Fang Frisbee. Then you got like really rare traces, fragments, like Goblet of Fire, Young Harry Potter, although the Pensive, Picket, Sorting Hat. These are more rare ones. Then you got stuff like Harry Potter's wand, Hermione's wand, Ron Weasley's wand, Severus Snape's wand. Those are all on the challenges as well. So yeah, there you go. A list of all the different fragments that you can get from each different Portkey. So that's pretty interesting. Oh, we also have some potential locations as well. So aside from the ones that we have at the moment, there are reports that there will be new locations being added to the game as well for Portkeys. You got Dolores Umbridge's office, which no one wants to go to, despite the decent. You know what? I take that back. Umbridge's office is actually, she works hard on designing her office. You know, even with the Moody's eye, which it's a bit disturbing, but it's a disturbing place to be in, but overall the design not horrible. Anyways, off that tangent. I also got Dumbledore's office, Hogwarts Express, Snape's office, Boathouse, Honeydukes, Spinner's End Street. Boathouse? Is that like the house that Harry was in, like in the beginning of Philosopher's Stone? I think that's the one that Hagrid barged into. I assume that's the location they're referring to, I guess. So yeah, some interesting news about Portkeys. A lot of information about Portkeys in the game at the moment, and some information about some things that aren't in the game yet. So that should be cool. I can't wait for these to come into the game, the Boot, Football, and Kettle, and hopefully they do make it so that you can differentiate Portkeys with them, because yeah, not a huge fan of them all being boots and being really hard to sort for myself. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. If you're super excited for any of these new things, let me know in the comments down below which of these new or potentially upcoming features are you most excited for the Portkeys? And subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.